When Epic Universe opens, it will have some of the most technologically advanced and spectacular attractions in all the world. Hello everybody, welcome. With Epic Universe opening just around the corner, we wanted to take an in-depth look at all of the attractions and shows that are coming to this brand new park. Universal has done an amazing job with Epic Universe. They have so many attractions and shows that are coming to this park. They have thought about all of the different age groups, families, kids, teens, adults. They have something for everybody. In fact, there are so many things to do at Epic Universe. If you did nothing but just went from attraction to attraction to show with no stopping, no eating, no relaxing, no shopping, nothing, and you only spent a total of about an hour per attraction, it would still take you from 8 a.m. in the morning to 9 p.m. at night to do everything. But let's be realistic, it's probably going to take twice as long. You're only going to get half of that stuff done. So this is easily a 2 to 3 day park for Universal, and that is just adding so much to a potential vacation package for Universal Studios, Islands of Adventure, City Walk, Volcano Bay, and Epic Universe. This is going to be a game changer for them, and it is going to turn a couple of day vacation for people into a week-long or even 2-week-long stay. And I've said it before, that's exactly what Universal is going for. They want to take some of that away from Disney, where people go there for a couple of weeks and then maybe take a weekend or day trip over to Universal. They want to reverse that and tip the scales, and Epic Universe is definitely a step in the right direction. All right, so let's jump into it. What are we getting at this park? We're gonna go through everything right now. Let's start off with one of the coolest things in the park that not a lot of people talk about because it doesn't seem super exciting at first glance, and that is Constellation Carousel. This is such a cool attraction sitting right there in Celestial Park, right in the center area. And it's interesting to me that they refer to it as a carousel because it really isn't so much a carousel as it is kind of Mad Hatter's spinning teacups over at Disney, though it does have one main spinning platform just like a normal carousel that would rotate. If you look at the patent information and the schematics for this particular attraction, it has that one giant rotating sort of spinning platform, but it also has 3 independent spinning platforms within that platform. In addition, each vehicle spins 360 degrees on its own and goes up and down upwards of 6 feet high. This really allows for so many different movements and patterns that you could potentially experience in this attraction. I'm going to throw up a graphic here that shows sort of like a side-by-side comparison of a typical carousel and what we're getting for Constellation Carousel. And you can see all the different patterns and spinning and things that are going on there. I just think this is such a cool potential attraction here. I'd love to hear what you think about this carousel. Are you excited to try this thing out? I think it's going to be really cool. And I'm really glad that it's more than just a standard carousel. I don't usually do carousels very often, but I do love those sort of like spinning, rotating things. Now, I don't know how much the spinning will take place, so this might not be for everybody if it spins too much. You might get a little bit sick versus a carousel. So we'll see, but for me, it's exciting because carousels seem to be they're just kind of like standard, a little dull for me. So I'm kind of excited for this like slightly more intense version. Now let's talk about the next big attraction at Celestial Park, and that is Stardust Racers. This is probably one of the coolest coasters. I am really excited for it. This is a dueling launch coaster, very reminiscent for me of the old dueling dragons back at Islands of Adventure way back in the day. Really excited to see Universal bring back this dueling sort of coaster style attraction. It's been missing. I really like that sort of feel where you're kind of almost like racing another coaster. I like those coasters. Now this roller coaster is sort of a less intense velocicoaster is what I would refer to it as. It goes up to 62 miles per hour and does have an inversion. Now, contrast that with if you've ever ridden Velocicoaster goes 70 miles an hour. This one goes 62, so slightly slower, a little bit less intense version of Velocicoaster, but it is a dueling coaster, so 2 side-by-side coasters will launch. And the great thing about this is it will have high capacity on this roller coaster. Each track, there's 2 tracks, each track is supposed to hold up to 4 coasters, 4 cars. Each car has a capacity of 20 people, 2x2s. If you math that out, 20 people per car, 4 cars per track, times 2, so you've got 160 people on this attraction at any given time. I feel like that is a great capacity coaster that is going to help and keep the lines down and give people like an exciting attraction. Now, an interesting choice for Epic Universe is that the track itself has no lights on it, that the only lights that are part of Stardust Racers are on the vehicles themselves, because they wanted to give this sort of effect of a shooting sort of star or a comet traveling through the land, and I just think that looks really cool. Now let's move from Celestial Park over to Dark Universe, one of the most exciting areas for me in all of Epic Universe. Starting out, we have a very family-friendly roller coaster, Curse of the Werewolf. This is a family spinning roller coaster and goes 37 miles an hour, but is 2 minutes in length. It's a 2-minute attraction. Compare that, Guardians of the Galaxy is about a 2-minute ride, so it lasts quite a long time, unlike Tron Light Cycle Run over at Magic Kingdom. That's about a 52-second long ride. Even though Disney reports it's longer than that, I've timed it, it's 52 seconds long. Now, intensity-wise, this is probably going to be a little bit more intense than a Seven Dwarfs Mine Train over at Magic Kingdom. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train goes about 34 miles an hour. This one goes 37 miles an hour, and it spins like Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. So it's going to be a really interesting coaster. It's not going to go super fast, but it does have a lot of really cool visuals on the attraction. The spinning is going to allow you to see different things from different angles. At one point, there are things that are going to be behind the car and in front of the car, so depending on which way you're facing at that point in time, you may see something slightly different. So it kind of gives like a multi-ride experience, meaning you have to kind of ride it multiple times to kind of see everything that the attraction has to offer. And I just think this is a great move because it is a family-friendly ride. Now, one of the most exciting attractions, Monsters Unchained dark ride that is in Dark Universe. This thing looks absolutely out of this world, I'm telling you. Now, I'm going to start off saying something that you may not be super happy about. It's basically the same ride vehicle system as Forbidden Journey. A lot of people just got upset because they think, I don't like Forbidden Journey because I get sick on it. I'm not a big fan of these screens. I want more of an immersive environment. So I love Forbidden Journey, but a lot of people have sort of downsides for it, and it's not their favorite attraction. What they've done with Monsters Unchained is they've created completely immersive 360-degree environments. That box that's around you that sort of basically keeps you from being able to look right or left or up or down, only basically looking forward, that's all gone. You've got shoulder restraints now, you've got free range of motion. So the way they've created this experience is it is all around you, completely immersive, and which means there's going to be very little screen things happening, if any. I don't really know. I think there are some screens, but there's going to be little amounts of screens, and there's going to be real animatronics, and these animatronics just look awesome. If you've seen the werewolf, I mean, he's like swiping at you with these claws and this fluid movements and everything. These animatronics just look absolutely stunning. So you get this picture of like seamlessly transitioning between animatronics in your face with maybe some screens sort of blending in the background, but literally being able to look everywhere all at once and still not break the immersion. This attraction is going to be absolutely unbelievable. Now, for the faint of heart, this may not be a great attraction for you because it is going to be even more intense than Forbidden Journey. There won't be a lot of screens in your face, so maybe you'll be a little bit better with the motion sickness, but realistically, I think this thing's going to be it's going to go completely upside down at some point. There's going to be probably lots of rotating and spinning. It's going to be a wild, crazy ride. So definitely not for the faint of heart. But for me, this is one of my most excited attractions. I can't wait to see it. Now let's take a trip over to How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk. I am pumped about this land. This was probably my least excited land when I first heard about it, and then after I saw it, and I'm starting to see what they're doing with it, it's quickly become one of my most excited lands because it is so immersive and amazing, and the attractions there look like so much fun. Let's start out with Dragon Racers Rally. There's nothing super inventive about this attraction. This is the sort of Skyfly attraction that you've seen at some other theme parks or other areas of the country. Sort of this arm system that has these sort of spinning little vehicles on them. You can control the spinning yourself, and it sort of rotates and flies around. It's like a high-flying spinning attraction. Definitely not for people who get motion sick at all and don't like to spin, but I will say you can control the spinning. So you may be okay with it if you just don't spin it and you sort of just take a trip around the block. Could be kind of cool. But me, I'm excited. I will have that thing pumping, spinning all day long. I cannot wait to try it. Then there's Fire Drill, which I'm kind of pumped for. I think it looks really cool. This is a water boat attraction, but with a twist in that you have cannons where you can shoot water at other boats and targets. So it's not just a standard boat ride where you're just taking a trip around a lagoon. You also have interactive play. You're trying to shoot the other boats. You're trying to shoot targets. I don't know, it sounds kind of fun to me to be able to shoot other people maybe with water guns while I'm on a ride. I've never done that before. I think it sounds pretty cool. Now, of course, you gotta have a roller coaster. You gotta have some sort of high-flying roller coaster in the Isle of Berk. How to Train Your Dragon. Come on, right? You gotta ride on the back of a dragon. And they have not disappointed. We have an awesome roller coaster in this space called Hiccups Wing Gliders, and it is awesome. This is a family multi-launch roller coaster, and it goes about 45 miles an hour. Now compare that with Hagrid's, which is one of the most amazing experiential coasters on the planet, if not the #1. That one goes 50 miles an hour. So this one goes almost as fast as Hagrid's. Now, what I think is the coolest about this is it sort of travels all through the How to Train Your Dragon world. You're going to be able to see all sorts of different things in the park, and it's going to be this great experience, and you're going to feel like you're flying on the back of a dragon throughout all of the Isle of Berk. I think it sounds awesome. 45 miles an hour. Like, think Hagrid's speed on this roller coaster. I don't know. I'm really pumped for it. Now, there is also a show that is in the Isle of Berk, which I think it looks spectacular. This is the Untrainable Dragon. This show exists in other parks as well, so it is basically sort of a replica of that show. But that show looks fantastic if you've never seen anything about it. A new dragon shows up on the Isle of Berk, and Hiccup and Toothless seem to have met their match, but with the help of Astrid and Gobber, they are going to work together to try to solve the mystery of the untrainable dragon, and to me, it just sounds awesome. We know that we are going to get a 27-foot wingspan Toothless that flies above the stage and above the audience. 27-foot wingspan. This thing weighs over 1,000 pounds and is going to be soaring above. I'm telling you, it just looks awesome. If you've ever wanted to see Toothless and How to Train Your Dragon in real life, this is going to be the opportunity. I cannot wait to see this show. Now let's take a trip over to Super Nintendo World. This is so cool. If you grew up playing video games like I did, you've always wanted to like get into the Super Nintendo world, see Mario, Bowser, Donkey Kong, all these characters in real life and just feel like you're in that video. This is going to be your chance. Now, some of the areas and attractions are going to feel very similar if you've ever been to Universal Studios in Hollywood. Super Nintendo World exists there. It's very similar in size and form, but there are some differences. Let's start out. We've got Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. That's one of the big attractions there. This is an AR track ride, so augmented reality, not virtual reality, augmented reality. You're going to have these glasses on, you're going to get into a kart, a Mario Kart style vehicle, and it's going to ride along a track. And you've got these goggles on that sort of supplement what you're seeing in the real world with some digital things in front of you. So you're not looking at VR, which is all virtual reality. You're getting kind of both. The scenery and the things that you're seeing, but you're also getting visual overlays on top of that, and you're going to be experiencing some really cool things. It's going to feel like you are riding in a Mario Kart in the game on Rainbow Road and all these places against other challengers. You are part of Team Mario and you're going up against Team Bowser. You're going to get power-ups, you're going to be able to throw shells, you're going to be able to collect coins. You are going to really feel like you are in Mario Kart. Now, the ride itself moves pretty slow, but you're not going to be able to tell because, again, with all the interactive experience that's going on, it's going to feel like you're flying on this thing. Now again, it's possible that motion sick people won't be fans of this attraction because of the sort of the movement. A lot of people have difficulty with VR and AR type headsets, and it kind of gives them like weird feelings, but we'll see. I don't know. To me, it just seems really cool. I cannot wait to experience it. I've always wanted to be part of Mario Kart. I've always wanted to get into the actual ride or get into the actual game and try to win the race. Now's my chance. Next, we have Yoshi's Adventure, which is basically just sort of a standard Omnimover, half dark ride, half outside ride where you're on a track, slow moving. I mean, this is going to be for everyone. If you can do Haunted Mansion at Magic Kingdom, you can do Yoshi's Adventure. This ride's going to be for everyone. It's just basically taking a nice scenic trip through Super Mario, Super Nintendo World. You're basically in a Yoshi ride vehicle. It's going to be a fun little thing for everybody. I'm excited for it. I think it'll be really cool. And I hope it ends up not having a super long line because it is a continuous moving ride and it is sort of very slow moving, so it's not a thrill ride, but we'll see. Now, the big addition to this Super Nintendo World is the Donkey Kong area. I am a fan of Donkey Kong, always have been, one of my favorite Nintendo characters of all time. So Donkey Kong Country was like the game back in the day. And being able to now step foot into that world, I couldn't be more pumped. The main attraction there is Donkey Kong Minecart Madness. This is sort of an innovative, like boom arm style attraction or roller coaster that's supposed to emulate the feeling that you are on a runaway minecart. And it's going to be like where sections of the track are missing and you're basically jumping to another piece of the track. Don't really have details on how fast it really goes, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be around 30 miles per hour. Most likely somewhere around like the Barnstormer speed over at Magic Kingdom if you've ever ridden Barnstormer, or even potentially Space Mountain. Space Mountain only goes 27 miles an hour, believe it or not. The Barnstormer goes, I think, 24 miles an hour. So like you're talking, it doesn't go that fast, but Space Mountain feels really fast because it's in the dark. And again, if you're on a runaway minecart, even if it's only going 27 miles an hour or whatever it goes, it might feel like it's going pretty fast. But overall, it's going to be a fairly less intense roller coaster, very family friendly, and you're going to get to sort of feel like you're on this runaway minecart jumping the tracks. It looks really cool to me. I'm looking forward to it. And last but certainly not least, we have the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic. There are some really awesome things in here. The main big attraction here is, of course, the Battle at the Ministry. Now, this is a dark ride, very similar to Spider-Man, if you've ever ridden that at Islands of Adventure, or Transformers, if you've ridden that at Universal Studios. Going to be very similar, using a similar ride vehicle, the Scoop Rides vehicle system that Spider-Man and Transformers uses, with the big change that it can move vertically upwards of about 10 feet. Up and down, whereas the Scoop vehicle for those rides stays at the same height. It doesn't move, it just spins. These can spin and go up and down, sort of simulating that elevator experience. That's what this attraction is about. You're at the Ministry of Magic, you step foot into one of those elevators that can move all different directions. That is your ride vehicle, and you're going to get this simulation that you are on this elevator going all around and experiencing all these wild things that are happening. If you don't know anything about the concept, Dolores Umbridge is on trial, and of course, all heck breaks loose. She's escaping, she's trying to get you. Lots of crazy things are happening. You're getting chased by a rumpet. Now, one of the complaints about rides like Transformers is there's too many screens. This is a non-3D attraction, Battle with the Ministry. So unlike Spider-Man, unlike Transformers, this is not a 3D attraction. So there is going to be less screens to look at and more animatronics in real-world environments, which I think is a big positive change in the right direction there. Universal in years past has taken a lot of criticism for too many screen-based adventures. I think they took that note and they've really removed a lot of screens from Epic Universe. There's a lot of real-world animatronics and features and world building. I'm telling you, it looks fantastic. Then we also have a show called Le Cirque Arcanu, and basically that is a circus type show where it is lots of puppetry and creatures from the Fantastic Beasts universe, basically getting to sort of see all these different creatures and the show. It just sounds really cool if you're interested. I think it's going to be a really cool way to step into the world of Fantastic Beasts and see all these different creatures that you've wanted to see from the films. There is a storyline where the ringmaster of this circus, Skender, he basically steals Newt Salamander's suitcase, And it's up to one of the circus employees, Gwendolyn, to rescue all the creatures from this ringmaster, so it sounds really fun. So if you've been counting, we've got 11 attractions and 2 shows at Epic Universe. That is a ton of stuff. I still feel like we need a few more things to round out a couple of the areas. I think that Dark Universe needs one more attraction, something less intense, maybe like the Creature from the Black Lagoon, water type ride that was originally planned. Maybe it's going to be a phase 2, maybe it's canceled, not sure, but I do think they still need a dark ride over there that where they were planning that would really round out that area. And then I think we still need another attraction in the Wizarding World. We just have the one big one and then the show. Still think we need that second attraction over there. There was speculation as to what was there. I will tell you the facade that they were planning for that particular second attraction there that got delayed or canceled. They built the facade, they just haven't built the building for it. So that'll be coming in phase 2 and that'll help round out that particular land as well. So overall, that's the summary. That's all the cool attractions and shows that are coming to Epic Universe. Let me know what you think. What are you most excited for? Love to hear from you in the comments. What do you want to see for the phase 2? Also like to hear from you on that. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with other people. Let them know how awesome Epic is and maybe take a trip with them. It'd be awesome. Love to see you there on opening day. And until I see you next time, the noble way is the easy way. Bye-bye, everybody.